Meilah Daf Tes. We have a very long Mishnah that brings 7 types of items that are nekar al gabe mizbeach. 4 of them are korbanos, 3 of them are breads and mincha. And the Mishnah goes through 4 steps. When is the beginning, the start of Meilah? When does Meilah end? When do these items become susceptible to tumah from a tful yoim and a mechusah kippurim, people who went to the mikvah but are waiting for nightfall or to bring a carbon? And when does pigul, noisar, and tameh begin? So let's start with the 4 karbanos. You have oilas ha'oif, a person has to bring an oil bird, the parim and israfim, such as the par on Yom Kippur that is burnt, completely all its meat on the Beis Hadeshen. Then you have a regular oila, and then you have the category of chatas, asham, and shalmi tzibur. Now, all 7 of these items, including the 2 lechem that you bring on Shavuos, the lechem hapanim that you bring every day, and all menachas, all 7 are equal in terms of when does Meilah start? Mishahugdeshu. When a person says with his mouth, this should be kaddish, he designates it as his carbon, as his lechem, or whatever the item is. Now, when we talk about karbanos, they become mukhshar lipasal, they become susceptible to tumah from tulyoyim and mechusar kippurim. By a bird, it's malika, and by an animal, it's shchita. By karbanos, by menachos, so by the shtei lechem and the lechem apanim, you have karmu panel, when the bread becomes crusted. And by mincha, it's when you mekadesh it with the vessel. When does pigul, nois, or tummy start? Well, it usually starts by zrika, and by a bird, it's mitzui. By oila sa'if, you only have mitzui adam, that is, you squeeze the bird onto the mizbeach. When it comes to the lechem and the mincha, that's where the concept of karvu matirim, there's a matter, there's something else that you put on the mizbeach in order to allow the first thing to be eaten. So by, let's say, shtei lechem, it's the zrika that you do with the 2 kvasim, the 2 sheep that come together with the shtei lechem and Shavuos. By lechem apanim, there's bezichim. There's 2 spoonfuls that you makriv, that's the matter, that's when pigul noiser tameh begins. And by a regular mincha, it's when you makriv the kmitza on the mizbech. And those 3 things also apply for when is the end of Meilah by shtei lechem and a mincha. It's when you do the zrika for the kvasim by shtei lechem, when you makriv the bezichim by lechem apanim, and when you do the kmitza on the mizbech. But the kmitza itself remains a isser Meilah. And when it comes to karbanos, the end of Meilah, so by oilas ha'oif, it's when you bring it to Beis Hadeshen. Now, Beis Hadeshen, just real quickly, the karbanos were burned on top of the mizbeach, on the right side of the mizbeach. Every morning, the kohen would come and take a spoonful of the ashes, and that's the mitzvah of Trumas Hadeshen. And he would put it in the center of the mizbeach. That's called the tapuach. When that would fill up with ashes, the kohen would remove the ashes. That's called hoitzas hadeshen, and they would bring those ashes outside of the Beis Hamikdash, outside of Yerushalayim, to the Beis Hadeshen. So by the oilas ha'oif, once you bring the bird to the Beis Hadeshen, that's when there's no Meilah. By the parim and israfim, since the burning, the actual burning of the meat is in the Beis Hadeshen, so you have to wait until the meat becomes yutach habasar, until there's nothing left but ashes. By regular oila, it's the Beis Hadeshen. And by a chatos, we said that there's no Meilah anymore on the meat, but the imurim, you have to bring them to the Beis Hadeshen, only then is there no Meilah. According to Rav, the girs in the Mishnah is ad sheyira, until it becomes fit for the Beis Hadeshen. In other words, once there's a Trumas Hadeshen. When the kohen took the spoonful, then becomes ra'ui for Beis Hadeshen, and there's no more Meilah. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, there is Meilah at that point, because since the kohen has to wear his big day kahuna when he performs the Yitzhak Hadeshen, still Meilah until later on. From the Mishnah, there's a Mishnah that says that anything that's not supposed to be put on the Mizbeach, and you put on the Mizbeach and it flew off the Mizbeach, you don't put it back on the Mizbeach. And the same halacha applies to a wooden coal that flew off the Mizbeach, you don't put it back on the Mizbeach. It's mashma that as long as it flew off the center but it went to the side, you do put it on. And the reason is, there is Meilah. Rav is going to say it's dafka by a coal because it has mamashas to it, but not in ashes. Rabbi Yochanan is going to say even in ashes, and the chiddush is that even a coal that has mamashas, if it flies off, you don't put it back on. Now, the Mishnah, we describe what do you do. The Gemara discusses what do you do with the money when somebody's moil and he pays 25% more. Where does the money go? Says the Gemara, if somebody does Meilah to meat of kache kachem before Zrika and a murim kalim after Zrika, according to Levi, you should buy something like Tyrus that's completely gone, it's completely kolil, there's nothing left of it on the Mizbeach. All of it is the Mizbeach. According to Rav, you give it to Ketz Mizbeach, where you buy Nedavas with it, the oilus for the Mizbeach. And the Gemara brings a raya to both of them. There's brises that say just like both of them. If somebody's moil with Kache Bedek Habayis, the Meilah goes to Bedek Habayis. If it's Karbanis Tzibur that he was moilin, it goes to the Nedava of a Tzibur, even though if that generation is not there, there's a concept Tzibur Loi Meis. By Chadas V'Hasham, if it became known before he bought it, then he should buy a fatter korban. If it became known to him, there's moil afterwards, after you bought it, so it's as if this is a Chadas Shekipru Ba'aleha, so by Asham it goes to the Nedava, and by Chatas, according to Chacham, it goes to the Nedava, according to Rav Shimon, you throw it into the Dead Sea. If it became known after the Kapara, since we're not mafresh, you never designate money on purpose that it should go to waste, so you give it to an Nedava. Have a wonderful day.